Part 3. Entertainment, let you do a side job and set up a stall to tell fortunes. Author, Immortal Q int Love is. Chapter 21. Half an hour later, as the items on Yang Lin's list were delivered one by one, Zhou Wenbin quickly arranged for workers to arrange them according to Yang Lin's instructions. Yang Lin himself brought 2 large plastic bags from the side. Come on, everyone has worked hard. Come with me here today. Let's eat something to eat. 1 bucket for each person. If there is not enough food, I will ask others to buy it. As he said that, he opened the plastic bag in front of everyone in the program team, revealing more than 10 Golden Arch family buckets inside. Seeing these steaming family buckets, all the staff of the program team were dumbfounded. Is this bought for us? Is he serious? Oh my God, he's so nice to us. Cry to death, you can still think of us at this time. We were treated to a barbecue yesterday, and they treated us to a family meal today. Fortunately, I didn't switch groups with them today. Not only everyone in the program team felt flattered, but even the netizens in the live broadcast room felt a little incredible. I asked him why he had written the Golden Arches family bucket on the list before. It turned out that he bought it for the staff. This is too warm. It seems that it's lunchtime at this time. The staff of other artist groups are probably still eating their lunches at this time. No, I have to tell the brothers in the other live broadcast rooms about this. You've already made $1 million, and you're just treating the staff to a whole family meal. Am I the only one who thinks he's stingy? That's right, it's mostly just to establish a character. Why would an artist be so nice to a group of staff for no reason? Why is this kind of garbage everywhere? Thanks to the publicity of this group of netizens in the live broadcast room, it soon became known to the artists and staff of other groups that Yang Lin paid for the whole group's staff to eat from his own pocket. When they were eating their lunches and looked at their colleagues on the other side who were munching on chicken wings and legs, tears of dissatisfaction flowed down the corners of their mouths. Damn, why didn't I choose Yang Lin when we were grouped together? I thought I could get some benefits by following these big names, but it turned out that their lives were worse than ours. Misstep. At this moment they really regretted it. And just when the staff in other groups expressed envy, the staff in Yang Lin's group had already finished eating. Looking at Yang Lin, who was busy there, they immediately focused their cameras on Yang Lin. As recorded by the camera, a 9-foot-tall platform was quickly built. At the same time, the incense table and the 3 animals prepared previously were also placed on the high platform one by one. I don't even know when Yang Lin had a mahogany sword in his hand. Coupled with the Taoist robe he brought with him, he really looked like a Taoist heavenly master. And just when everyone thought that Yang Lin's preliminary preparations were over, he picked up another brush, dipped it in the cinnabar placed on the table and started drawing on the prepared yellow paper. Seeing this scene, the cameraman quickly moved the lens forward. Looking along the camera lens, I can see the Yang Lin pen under the lens moving like a dragon and a snake, and the dark red cinnabar keeps leaving traces on the yellow paper. In a short time, each stroke was drawn, and the mysterious symbols appeared on the paper. Seeing this, the netizens in the live broadcast room were stunned again. He is serious. He is really preparing to do it. What does this talisman mean? I can't understand it at all. It can't be a graffiti. It feels a bit like those masters from the Calligraphers Association, but they can't understand it anyway. It's so complicated. You just draw a doodle and I look at it. What's more, Yang Lin can still draw it in one stroke. TCH, when I was in primary school, my teacher praised me for being able to draw talisman. How can it be so difficult? That's right, there are talismans everywhere in my homework, books, and desk. I must be a talisman genius too. If he can draw a second one that is exactly the same, I will admit that he is really good at drawing symbols. Before everyone's discussion ended, Yang Lin began to draw the second talisman. As they watched, Those gangsters just closed their mouths unconsciously. Just like the first talisman, the second talisman is also drawn in one stroke. What's even more exaggerated is that all the details of this second talisman are exactly the same as the first one. In fact, it's not just the second one, but the third, fourth, fifth, and more than 10 pictures in a row. Each one is exactly the same. It feels like it was printed by a printer rather than drawn by hand. This move alone is enough to shock tens of thousands of viewers in the live broadcast room. However, the shock that Yang Lin brought to the audience was far more than that. After drawing the yellow talisman, Yang Lin casually grabbed a big rooster beside him, and before anyone could react, he slit the rooster's throat with a knife. A bowl full of bright red chicken blood was filled in an instant. After everything was settled, he took everything and climbed onto the 9-foot-high platform. The moment he stepped onto the high platform, his whole demeanor changed instantly. From the appearance, he still looks like a young man in his early 20s, but in everyone's perception, he seems to be an enlightened heavenly master. Even the low-quality robes he bought from a roadside stall couldn't conceal his aloof aura. Everyone who was still chattering at the scene immediately held their breath and concentrated when they saw this, not daring to say a word. At the same time, Yang Lin on the high platform also lit 3 sticks of incense in the incense burner. When the plume of smoke shot straight into the sky, he casually tapped the wooden fish on the incense table. The next second he started to mutter something. Yuanqian town informs all spirits. Yu Duhengguan, the land is only spiritual. Left society and right G, don't be alarmed. Return to the right path and clarify internally and externally. The obscure vocabulary and the way Yang Lin shook his head seemed to be singing. When everyone heard it, they were even more confused. What is this song about? I don't understand it at all. It seems to be a Taoist scripture, summoning the gods of the land or something like that. Good guy, he can even do this. Other idols sing, so he sings sutras, right? Just when everyone was wondering what Yang Lin was singing, Yang Lin on the high platform had already started burning yellow talismans. While burning the yellow talisman, he also held the peachwood sword and jumped with a special pace on the high platform of less than 2 square meters. It seems to have no rules, but there are hidden secrets. Now the netizens in the live broadcast room are getting more and more nervous. Good guy, I didn't expect Yang Lin to be an idol who is good at singing and dancing. Indeed, his singing and dancing are different from others. But is this really useful? He's not fooling the devil, is he? I don't feel any difference, unless he can really produce some effect. Just when the doubts of netizens first appeared, the wind did gradually blow at the construction site. Feeling the cold wind that appeared out of thin air, everyone present couldn't help but look at Yang Lin on the high platform. Because they suddenly discovered that when there was strong wind inside the construction site, the incense candles on the high platform did not even move. Entertainment, let you do a side job and set up a stall to tell fortunes. Author, Immortal Q int Love is. Chapter 22. If they were skeptical at first, then when the strong wind that swept the entire construction site appeared, everyone present was already convinced. Especially Zhou Wenbin, the person in charge of the construction site, became excited after seeing Yang Lin's actions on the high platform. I didn't expect that I would actually meet an expert today. This million is worth it? Hearing his words, the middle-aged man wearing a white helmet on the side suddenly showed a puzzled expression. Mr. Zhou, is this little Taoist priest really that capable? Of course, I have been in this business for so many years, and I have dealt with their group of people too much. I can tell if he is a charlatan at a glance. This guy feels a bit like the one from Longhu Mountain to me. After speaking, Zhou Wenbin hesitated again, and then his eyes became firmer. I originally thought that the Taoist sect was declining, but I didn't expect that such a young prodigy would appear again. I just don't know which mountain he practices on. After the practice is over, you must have a good relationship with this little master. In fact, not only Zhou Wenbin, but everyone in the program team was also shocked after seeing Yang Lin's very professional methods. Where on earth did the director find such a person to come and participate in the show? He can tell fortunes and read feng shui, and now he tells us that he can also practice magic. Is he really an artist? You tell me now that he can do magic and I believe it? This is too outrageous. The wind started for no reason. He probably doesn't know magic. How could there be such a mysterious thing in the world? Damn. You said he didn't know magic, and the sky was thundering. As a program staff member shouted, everyone's eyes immediately focused on the sky. At this moment, in the sky above the Zheng building, the dark clouds that had been condensing suddenly burst into thunder and light. As the thunder light appeared, a thunder exploded in the sky the next second. It would be no problem if there was thunder on a rainy day, but now it is a sunny day and the sun is still hanging in the sky. Such a surprise suddenly comes, which no one can accept. Almost instantly, everyone's eyes focused on Yang Lin on the high platform. At this moment, Yang Lin was still mumbling words as before. Every time he lit a yellow talisman, a thunder appeared in the sky. There were more than 10 explosions in a row, and each one seemed to knock down the Zheng building, but none of them fell in the end. It wasn't until Yang Lin on the high platform stopped what he was doing that the thunder in the sky began to dissipate. As the thunder light dissipated, the dark clouds that had been shrouding the roof of Zheng building began to slowly dissipate. After all the dark clouds dissipated, the Zheng building, which had always seemed gloomy, suddenly became much brighter. Such a sudden vision was noticed by pedestrians throughout Jinghai City, not to mention everyone on the construction site. It's just that those pedestrians didn't take it too seriously, just treating it as an ordinary change of weather. But those netizens who watched the whole process at the scene and in the live broadcast room were completely uneasy after the dark clouds dispersed. I'll blanch it, it's really gone, it's amazing. What a miracle, how did the little master do it? Don't call me little master, call me master. There really is someone who can have such power. It's amazing. He actually used thunder to break the evil spirit. This is a real talent. Looking at the Taoist sect, there aren't many people who can do this. Whoever says that moralistic culture is feudal dregs will be slapped with the sole of my shoe. Among the crowd, Zhou Wenbin was without exaggeration the most excited person after witnessing Yang Lin destroying evil spirits with his thunder method. He had also found some strange people to do something similar to destroy evil spirits before, but each of them took a lot of effort. A ritual often took a week and a half, consuming countless manpower and material resources. There is no one as relaxed and free-spirited as Yang Lin, which further made him believe that Yang Lin was a genius of the Taoist sect. No, 1 million is too little. How could such a strange person be impressed by a mere 1 million? Let me think about what else can be better than him. Just when everyone at the scene had different thoughts, netizens in the live broadcast room who saw everything through the screen also exploded. It's fake, is there really an idol who knows how to do this? This is a real mage, but he still loses in the magic trick. The name of Master Huahua can be given up in the future, because there is someone in the entertainment industry who is better than him. The thunder just now couldn't really have been caused by him, right? Otherwise, more than 10 thunderbolts just hit the same place. I was so stupid. I promised to watch celebrities and work to earn money, but what did I see? Although I don't know if the evil spirit has dissipated, the dark clouds on the top of the building are really gone. If you say this has nothing to do with Yang Lin, I won't believe it even if you beat me to death. I declare that in the talent show, Yang Lin wins directly. If it was really him who caused the scene just now, then the asking price of 1 million is really worth every penny. Tell Kunkin that I won't go to see him set up his stall today. I will stay in Yang Lin's live broadcast room today. I would also like to tell Lu Tianxian that although she is really beautiful, which boy can refuse an idol who knows how to do sex? I love you, I love you. From today on, I declare that I am Master Yang's true fan. There is no doubt that after Yang Lin showed his special talent, his number of fans has begun to rise with a crazy momentum. Originally there were less than 10,000 people in the live broadcast room, but now it is already approaching 100,000 people. Many fans of other celebrities have now switched to Yang Lin's live broadcast room. And this is obviously just the beginning. When fans in the live broadcast room uploaded the screen recordings of the live broadcast to major video websites, these videos all began to go viral without exception. Among them, the one who benefited the most, apart from Yang Lin himself, was the show Come On, Fighting Workers. A large number of viewers who were not interested in this program before learned that there was an artist who made $1 million by doing it during the live broadcast, and they became interested in this celebrity reality show under the guise of working as a worker. In less than a day, the variety show Come On and Fight the Workers soared to the #1 popular variety show on the entire network. When Yao Yuan, the chief planner of the program, learned about the news, he immediately made a decision. Immediately, change the poster for me immediately. In addition, in all edited videos, increase the proportion of Yang Lin's appearance. Make a special video of Yang Lin's live broadcast today and push it to the entire network. After some operations, Yang Lin, who was not even considered a deputy star, was directly promoted to the main star by the program team. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Entertainment, let you do a side job and set up a stall to tell fortunes. Author, Immortal Q in Love is. Chapter 23. Yang Lin, who was still on the construction site at this moment, was naturally unaware of the fact that his popularity on the internet had skyrocketed. He only focuses on one thing now, and that is collecting money. But before he could speak, Zhou Wenbin came over on his own initiative. Master, it's all thanks to you this time. I was blind before and couldn't see the mountains. This is the other half of the cost. In addition, this is my personal business card. From now on, whenever Master encounters something in Jinghai, you can call this number. As he spoke, Zhou Wenbin respectfully handed over a check for 500,000 yuan. Along with the check was a business card with Zhou Wenbin's phone number written on it. When this scene fell into the eyes of everyone around, envy suddenly appeared on everyone's faces. This is 500,000. Adding the previous 500,000, Yang Lin earned 1 million in less than an hour. With the current saving ability of ordinary working people, they may not be able to save 1 million in 10 years. And just when most people were envious that he had earned this million, the middle-aged man who had found Yang Lin sighed. 1 million is nothing. What is really valuable is the business card handed over by Mr. Zhou. From the moment Mr. Zhou handed over the business card, the master became a guest of the construction engineering group. As far as I know, the chief feng shui master of the construction engineering group's annual consulting fees is no less than 100 million. And this master is much more capable than the chief feng shui master. After hearing what he said, the people filming the show quickly asked. 100 million. Is it really that much? I'm talking about 100 million on the small side. In addition to the upfront consulting fees, there will also be a multi-million-dollar measure fee before the construction site starts. The fees for these measures are usually earned by those mages, but none of the previous mages were as capable as this master. They had to wear safety helmets when entering the construction site. If Mr. Zhou can hire him, then our construction site may be in trouble. It saves a lot of trouble. Forget it, you laymen like you don't understand these things. After saying this, the middle-aged man immediately arranged for workers to go to work, leaving only the show crew with shocked faces. Although they really didn't understand what they just said, they did understand one thing, that is, Yang Lin's actual earning power far exceeded those of celebrity artists. Just when everyone was immersed in this fact, Yang Lin's voice suddenly sounded from the side. Why are you dazed? The matter has been settled. Let's get off work. Huh? Off work again. After coming back to his senses, one of the people in charge of the shooting immediately asked with a puzzled look on his face. When Yang Lin heard what he said, he first glanced at the time on his phone, and then said with an indifferent expression. It's already 6 o'clock, and I haven't gotten off work yet. I've been working for 4 hours since afternoon. What should I do if I die suddenly while working overtime? Besides, my fortune has been used up today, why don't I go back? By the way, are you not full just now? If not, I saw that the 5-star buffet next to me was quite good when I came here today. I will take you to try it. After that, he ignored the astonished looks of several members of the program team and strode directly towards the 5-star hotel he mentioned. Only after he walked more than 10 meters did the program team react. Shall we go? Why are you not going? But I just ate a whole bucket of family bucket. Induce vomiting, pick your throat immediately, don't let that kind of junk food take over our stomachs. 5-star buffet, here I come. I would like to express my respect first. Just as the filming crew was preparing to follow Yang Lin to a 5-star hotel buffet, the more than 100,000 viewers in Yang Lin's live broadcast room were already in a frenzy. What the hell? You've already been working for 4 hours no matter what. Listen, is this human talk? You die suddenly in 4 hours. I work 12 hours a day, and I die 3 times a day. It's over here. Don't you make any money today? Think about your car loan, think about your house loan. By the way, these are all mine. Others will stop broadcasting when they earn 400, but Yang Lin will get off work when he earns 1 million. He really dares to get off work by himself. He doesn't take the show team seriously at all. TCH, I advise you to look at the poster on the official blog of the program team. Yang Lin has been placed in the C position. Real or fake? It really couldn't be truer. Stop talking, let's see what the buffet in a 5-star hotel looks like. While the audience was talking a lot, the camera of the program team also followed Yang Lin to a 5-star hotel called Dihao in the center of Jinghai. After paying everyone 1,688 for the meal, Yang Lin and the program crew were led to the terrace garden on the top floor of the hotel. On one side is the most beautiful night view of the sea in Jinghai City, and on the other side are mountains of all kinds of delicacies. Even though the program crew, who traveled across most of the Dragon Kingdom and followed countless celebrities, couldn't help but feel elated after seeing such a scene. Before filming this variety show, they were actually ready to endure hardships with the stars. After all, the main theme of this program is to experience the hard life of contemporary workers. But when they followed Yang Lin, they discovered that things were not at all what they thought. The shooting time was shorter than that of other groups, and we also had good food and drinks every meal. They had a big meal in the hotel room while other groups were eating packed lunches. Before the other groups had eaten, each of them had a golden arch bucket for the whole family. Other groups have reached the lunchbox point again, and they have even eaten from the buffet of a 5-star hotel. They even doubted whether all this was true, and were a little worried about whether it would be bad to do so. After all, the main focus of their variety show is to endure hardships, so that they can encourage current workers to endure hardships together. If we do this now, what if there are side effects? But soon they no longer thought about it so much, because the delicacies in front of them made it impossible for them to think about it so much. This scene was naturally also shown in the live broadcast room by the camera on the side. When netizens watched the staff of the program holding an Australian dragon that was bigger than their face and gnawing at it, they once again shed tears of dissatisfaction. Damn, is this what a working man should eat? Yang Lin is really too much, but it's so real. If I earned 1 million, I would have a meal at a restaurant of this level. Although we didn't get to eat, it's not a loss to see others get it, and it also taught me how to spend the 1 million I earned. What kind of top-notch worker is this? And just when the workers in the live broadcast room were feeling envious, a figure appearing on a building opposite the terrace garden suddenly caught their attention. Entertainment, let you do a side job and set up a stall to tell fortunes. Author, Immortal Q in Love is. Chapter 24. Why do I feel like there's someone on the roof of the building opposite? It's impossible. Who went to the rooftop in the middle of the night? It's probably someone else's laundry. Fart, that's a person. You're not going to jump off the building. When you say that, it seems possible. I'm going to Blanche, call the police, call the police. If you don't call the police, the man will jump after a while. How can we call the police if we don't know the specific location? Besides, by the time we call the police, they will probably have jumped. Stop eating, you guys, someone across from you is going to jump off the building. After confirming that someone was really planning to jump from the building opposite, the more than 100,000 viewers in the live broadcast room instantly became anxious. They were even ready to call the program team. And at this moment, Yang Lin, who was still bowing his head to eat, suddenly felt something. Why is there such a strong sense of death? Could something happen to someone nearby? With this thought, he quickly turned his head and looked around, and finally fixed his gaze on the roof of a building dozens of meters away from where he was. With just one glance, he saw the figure on the rooftop of the building opposite. Immediately his brows furrowed and he counted with his fingers. With such a strong desire to die, what has she gone through? But if we can save her, maybe she can successfully break through to the realm of real people. Although he had gained a lot of spiritual energy from breaking through the Zheng building, he was still a little short of breaking through to the real world. Thinking of this, he put down the bowls and chopsticks in his hands. The people in the program team who noticed his movement immediately asked, "Teacher Yang, why don't you eat? There are 1,688 people. If you don't eat more, you will lose money." As soon as everyone finished asking, Yang Lin pointed to the rooftop of the building opposite. "Look, if someone is about to jump off the building. Jump off the building." Hearing these two words suddenly, not only the program crew was shocked for a moment, but also other diners dining in the restaurant were also surprised. Until they looked towards the opposite direction, in the direction Yang Lin pointed. "Oh my God, there are people actually jumping out there. What should I do? Should I call the police? Let's take a look first, in case someone doesn't want to jump and is just having fun there." Yes, if she really couldn't think about it, she would have jumped long ago. That is to say, I see that young people these days often threaten to jump off buildings, and a few actually jump. I've seen a lot of this kind of thing these days. The diners may be shocked at first, but soon they show their numb side. Many diners even took out their mobile phones to take photos and videos as soon as they saw someone about to jump off the building. Even more outrageous ones will say things like, "Why haven't you jumped yet?" The indifference of these diners was naturally an eye-opener for the audience in the live broadcast room. Oh my God, are these people human? How can they be so indifferent? This is no longer indifference, but cold-blooded. The people who can eat here are probably people who are not short of money in life. Are people really more cold-blooded as they get richer? This is how society is. If you are not cold-blooded or cold-blooded enough, you will not make a lot of money by being kind-hearted. Then I'd rather not make big money. I'm really worried. Is there really no one who can help me? Where's Yang Lin? Where's the program team? Why are they watching there? Wait, where is Yang Lin? Just when everyone in the live broadcast room was wondering that Yang Lin was missing, everyone in the program team in the restaurant also discovered this. Where did Yang Lin go? Why can't he see anyone? Did you go to the toilet? I just thought I saw him going that way. Why don't we follow him and take a look? He doesn't want to save the girl opposite. While talking, several members of the program team took the live broadcast equipment and chased him in the direction Yang Lin left. After a while, they passed through the open-air garden and arrived at an open rooftop of the hotel. When they arrived at the rooftop, they saw Yang Lin in Taoist robes standing next to the rooftop. "Teacher Yang, what are you planning to do?" "Yeah, don't you want to see the girl falling down later? We have contacted the fire department and they are coming quickly." A staff member said so. But as soon as he finished speaking, Yang Lin shook his head. "It's too late. That girl's desire to die is too strong. She will jump off in 5 minutes at most. She will definitely die by then, so I must rush over to save her immediately. But even if we go down right now and take the elevator up to the roof of the opposite building, it will still take at least 10 minutes. We can't save him even if we want to. Yes, the straight line distance between the two buildings is 70 or 80 meters. Going up and down the stairs and crossing the road takes 10 minutes, which is a conservative estimate. How about we call out and persuade her? You can't hear it from this far away. What should we do?" While the program team was racking their brains to think of a rescue plan, Yang Lin stood directly on the guardrail of the rooftop. Seeing this scene, everyone in the program team, including the audience in the live broadcast room, suddenly felt numb. "Teacher Yang, it's dangerous, come down quickly." "Yes, if you fall it will be the end. If you can't save others, you don't have to die with yourself. There's no need." But just when everyone was trying to persuade him, Yang Lin turned around. "Who said I wanted to dance with her? I'm not crazy. I wanted to jump from this building to the building next to me, and then from the building next to me to the building opposite. That way I can reach the building opposite in less than a minute. It's just that it didn't matter if he didn't say it." As soon as he said it, everyone in the program team who was already extremely nervous became even more nervous. "Brother, uncle, you are my uncle, what do you think?" "That's right, the gap between our building and the building next to it is at least 30 meters. The distance between the building next door and the building opposite is even greater. How can we jump like this? If you can get over, it's not jumping, it's flying. Teacher Yang, although I know that you have some real abilities in some fields, we still don't want to try this kind of thing. You are a human, not a god." Yes, it is at least 100 meters from the ground. Even if you are made of steel, you will be smashed to pieces." However, in the face of everyone's persuasion, Yang Lin did not waver at all, but showed an expression of serious thinking. "What you said makes some sense, but if you call something like this that spans 30 or 40 meters flying, then you really can't talk about it. I'll go too." As soon as he finished speaking, Yang Lin jumped up with his hands behind his back under the gaze of countless eyes. Entertainment, let you do a side job and set up a stall to tell fortunes. Author, Immortal Q int Love is. Chapter 25. On one side is the beautiful night view of Jinghai City, on the other side is the 100-meter tall building, and at the foot is the busy traffic. Yang Lin's leap attracted everyone's attention. The program crew on the rooftop, the more than 100,000 viewers in the live broadcast room, the many diners in the restaurant, and even some people crossing the street below also noticed something strange above their heads. "Mom, there is someone flying in the sky." A child who happened to look up at the moon looked at the sky with surprise and said. But his mother, who was standing next to him playing with her mobile phone, didn't even look at him. "Really, then is he wearing a cloak and red underwear?" "No." "Then how did he fly?" "That's it." As he spoke, the child imitated Yang Lin and jumped on the shoulder of the road. Seeing such a cute scene of her child, the young mother immediately smiled. "Silly son, no one in the world can fly, it's all lies on TV." But someone was really flying just now. Just when the young mother wanted to tell her son to be honest, there were bursts of exclamations from the surrounding area. "Holy crap, that guy jumped off the building. It really jumped. Isn't he planning to jump over? Crazy, crazy. Just as there were screams of exclamation on the street, everyone in the program crew on the rooftop was almost paralyzed with fear. They watched Yang Lin jump out from the rooftop guardrail with their own eyes. At that moment, their legs were already weak. In their opinion, Yang Lin had almost no chance of success. There was only death waiting for him, so when Yang Lin jumped out, they immediately covered their eyes. But just when they didn't hear the sound of heavy objects falling to the ground after covering themselves for a long time, suddenly a burst of strong cheers came from the open-air restaurant not far away. Oh my God, he actually jumped over it. Is he still a human being? He has to be at least 30 meters tall, and he just jumped over like that. It scared me to death. I thought he was going to fall to death. This guy is wearing a Taoist robe. He can't really be an expert. So handsome just now. Hearing these compliments, several members of the program team dared to take off their hands that were covering their eyes. The next second they saw Yang Lin appearing on the roof of another tall building nearby, his arms still waving, as if to say hello to them. Seeing this, everyone who had been frightened to the point of losing their strength suddenly breathed a long sigh of relief. At the same time, the audience in the live broadcast room was already in a frenzy. Holy shit, he really did it? Is he a god? He jumped over a distance of more than 30 meters between buildings in an instant, and he started without any assistance. It was no longer jumping, it was taking off. The human long jump record is only 8.95 meters so far. Yang Lin has directly broken the world record 3 times. When I saw a Taoist priest flying down the mountain before, I already thought it was a bit incredible, but compared with Yang Lin, it was nothing at all. Yang Lin was really flying. No, I have to look back at what happened just now and how he jumped over. This is not scientific at all. You're talking about science to someone who can do it on stage. I just saw it. He stepped on his left foot and his right foot, and then I couldn't make it up anymore. I think Yang Lin said before that he practiced Taoism on the mountain. Now it seems that he practiced not only Taoism on the mountain, but also magic. Stop talking, he's going to jump again. Just when everyone was sighing that it was incredible, Yang Lin, who had jumped to the top of the building nearby, walked straight towards the other side of the building. Seeing this situation, the program team quickly pointed the camera lens at him. Even though they had witnessed a miracle happen, when Yang Lin was about to jump for the second time, their palms were still sweaty. This time it seems to be farther than before. Can Yang Lin do it? I don't know, it should work. He's getting ready. Before the cameraman finished speaking, Yang Lin tapped the edge of the rooftop with his toes again, and the next second his body flew towards the opposite building like a wild goose. During this process, his body seemed to have escaped gravity, and he gradually moved closer to the building opposite in an extremely unscientific posture. 30 meters, 20 meters, 10 meters. But in the blink of an eye, Yang Lin's figure fell steadily to the building opposite. Seeing this scene, everyone was about to cheer when the girl who was about to jump off the building discovered the presence of Yang Lin beside her. She had already wanted to die. After she suddenly saw a stranger appear, her face showed a hint of vigilance, and her feet couldn't help but slip. The next second her body plummeted towards the bottom of the building. After seeing this scene, everyone who had just been beaming with joy immediately let out bursts of exclamations. It's over, she jumped. No one can save her now. What a pity. Yang Lin has obviously arrived, but in the end there is still no way to save her. Is this life? Why? A life is about to be lost. At this moment, all the faces were full of pessimism, except for Yang Lin. When he saw the girl starting to slide out of the rooftop, he immediately jumped towards her. When his body flew out of the building, his hand finally caught the girl. But all this was in vain in the eyes of everyone, because he himself was completely vacated, and what awaited him would be certain death. But at this moment, Yang Lin thrust his right hand towards the facade of the building. The next second, his right hand penetrated directly into the floor of the reinforced concrete structure. Amidst countless horrified looks, he forcibly hung himself and the girl in the air with one right hand. When everyone saw that neither Yang Lin nor the girl fell down, everyone on the spot was stunned. They never expected that this would be the result. Under such circumstances, even those action movies may not dare to shoot like this. And Yang Lin actually single-handedly saved a girl who was about to fall from the building. For a moment, they couldn't even think of the right words to describe their feelings. At this time, Yang Lin, who was hanging on the floor, said something to the girl in his arms. "Householder, I finally saved you, but you can't die again." As soon as he finished speaking, Yang Lin's hand holding the girl suddenly exerted force, and the girl in his arms immediately flew towards the rooftop. After he threw the girl out, his feet immediately clicked on the facade of the building. In an instant he soared into the sky like a big bird. After a few leaps, he returned to the rooftop again. From the time he flew out to save people to the time he rescued the girl, the whole process took less than a minute. But what happened in this minute was something that everyone would never forget. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Entertainment, let you do a side job and set up a stall to tell fortunes. Author, Immortal Q int Love is. Chapter 26. Silence, deathly silence. Everyone was no longer as cheering as before, and they could no longer even speak. Under their witness, Yang Lin single-handedly completed the feat of rescuing people. The most important thing is that something that seems so impossible to others is so easy for him to do. Except for the moment when he flew out at the beginning, everything else was a near miss, as if he had anticipated everything in advance. It felt as if he was not rescuing a girl who wanted to die, but like he was rescuing a trapped kitten. He picked up the kitten by the scruff of his neck and saved the kitten. The most important thing is that they can't figure out how Yang Lin did the series of complicated movements in mid-air just now. He was holding a girl weighing at least 100 pounds with one hand, and the other hand could hold onto the unsupported facade of the building. What's even more terrifying is that he actually threw the girl up without any help, which required such terrifying force. As for his last movement, which was like Qinggong, it seemed much more normal. I don't know how long it took, but another barrage flew out of the live broadcast room that had been silent for a long time. I'm so numb. I was sweating all over the floor just now. I thought the two of them were dead, but they were saved like this. Suddenly I felt like I was watching a martial arts movie. Are you telling me this is something you can see in a celebrity variety show? This program is getting more and more outrageous. It was promised to reflect the daily life of migrant workers, but it ended up making us watch fantasy movies every day. I can't say that the program team is outrageous. The other artists are still very normal. Kunkan is still selling frogs on the street. The only one who is abnormal is Yang Lin. Fortunately, it was a near miss. I originally thought that even gods couldn't save the girl in the situation just now, but Yang Lin went to save her forcefully. I seriously doubt that Yang Lin is wearing red underpants under his Taoist robe. Saving one life is better than building a 7-level pagoda. This wave of Yang Lin has accumulated great virtues. Based on this alone, I will be his die-hard fan from now on. You are the one now, I have been the one a long time ago. By the way, what should our fan group be called? Where are the program crew members? Hurry up to the building opposite to see what's going on. That's right, go quickly. Go and see if our mage brother is injured. Amid the urging of fans in the live broadcast room, everyone in the program team felt like they were waking up from a dream. Immediately, they took the equipment and hurriedly took the elevator down, then crossed the road and entered the building opposite. After many twists and turns, they finally reached the rooftop of the building opposite. As soon as they got to the rooftop, they saw Yang Lin persuading the girl. "Bushi, I already know about your situation. But what Pandeo wants to say is that death cannot solve the problem, and there is no problem in this world that cannot be solved." After hearing Yang Lin's words, everyone in the live broadcast room immediately agreed. "That's right, is there anything in the world that one has to die for? Nothing is difficult in the world, as long as there is a dedicated person, anything can always be solved as long as you find a way. Children today are still too fragile. I think she is less than 20 years old. She may have just encountered a small setback. It should be fine if you enlighten me." But just after they finished speaking, Yang Lin continued. "I know that your mother has abandoned you and your father since you were a child and ran away with others. Your face was also disfigured by boiling water. You finally went to college and suffered campus bullying. Your father passed away from illness some time ago, and all the inheritance your father left you was deceived by a scumbag who pretended to fall in love with you, but you still have to believe that there is light in this world." When everyone heard Yang Lin's words, they immediately shut their mouths. Just at this time, the girl who jumped off the building also raised her face, her eyes seemed to be filled with disbelief. But what everyone saw more was the scars on her face. Immediately, everyone at the scene and the audience in the live broadcast room felt like they had broken the defense. He was not frightened by the girl's appearance, but by her miserable life. "I take back what I said before. She is really miserable. She is not fragile, she is too strong. How can there be such a miserable girl in the world? If I were him, I probably wouldn't be able to bear it long ago. With so many things, ordinary people can't bear any of them. This girl is a superwoman. I really don't know how to solve the problems she's having. No wonder she couldn't think about it and wanted to jump off the building." But are you sure Yang Lin's advice is effective? Will it not further irritate the girl? When it comes to this kind of thing, it's useless if you invite the world's top negotiators and psychological experts. Let's see what Yang Lin does. He has at least saved someone's life now. Just when everyone was lamenting the girl's miserable fate, the girl suddenly spoke. "Brother, are you really a Taoist priest?" Hearing the girl's question, Yang Lin nodded immediately. "Of course, it's true. Otherwise, how would I know so many things about you? Then can you tell me where people go after death? Can they be reincarnated and start a new life?" The girl asked with a hopeful look on her face, as if she was looking forward to a new beginning. However, Yang Lin did not give the answer he wanted. "I don't know where people go back after they die. As for whether they can be reincarnated, I don't even know." Upon hearing his answer, the girl who originally had a glimmer of hope suddenly extinguished the light in her eyes. But at this moment, Yang Lin added another sentence. "Although I don't know whether people can survive the next life, I know that your future is full of light." "Light? How is that possible?" The girl shook her head and said with a sad smile. "My life has been completely ruined. There is no family affection, no love, no money, nothing. Where does the light come from?" "Of course." Yang Lin's tone suddenly became inexplicably firm. "Weren't you defrauded of your money? I can help you find out. Not only can I help you get back the money you were defrauded of, I can also heal your face." As soon as he finished saying this, the girl looked at him with suspicion. Not only was the girl doubting what he said, but everyone in the live broadcast room couldn't help but be a little doubtful. They felt that Yang Lin might really be able to help recover the money that had been defrauded. But it seems a bit difficult to heal a girl's face that has been burned since she was a child. Even with the most advanced plastic surgery technology, it is difficult to completely eliminate scars. Does he have any other ideas? Entertainment, let you do a side job and set up a stall to tell fortunes. Author, Immortal Q. Int Love is. Chapter 27. It has to be admitted that with the development of science and technology, the medical beauty industry has also undergone earth-shaking changes. Plastic surgery to transform an ugly person into a beautiful one is no longer a big deal. Plastic surgery of a boy to look like a girl and a girl to look like a boy are just childish. However, there are still some problems that cannot be overcome when it comes to scar treatment. Especially for girls with old injuries that cover the entire face, even some plastic surgery hospitals may not be able to guarantee that she will return to her original appearance. Therefore, everyone seriously suspected that Yang Lin was just comforting the girl and giving her the courage to live again. But Yang Lin's next behavior denied their speculation. "I know you may think I'm trying to comfort you. If that's the case, then we'll solve it one by one." On the rooftop, Yang Lin said to the girl solemnly, "First provide some general information about the scammer who defrauded you of your money, and I will help you find out where he is. Is it really useful? I have already called the police, but the police uncle said that he has gone abroad." The girl said with an uncertain look. But Yang Lin shook his head. "No, he is in Dragon Kingdom now, and he is still in Jinghai City." Seeing that Yang Lin was so sure, the girl immediately told all the information she knew about the liar. After she had finished talking, Yang Lin casually began to calculate again. In less than a minute, a confident smile appeared on his face. "I think I've found him." As he spoke, he took out his cell phone from his pocket and dialed the police number. "Hey, policeman, I want to report a crime. I now have the information and location of a telecom fraudster. Yes, he has deceived many people and even caused a girl to jump off a building. Please arrest him immediately." After Yang Lin finished talking, the girl was stunned. After being stunned for a long time, she asked excitedly, "Do you really know where he is? Can the police officer really catch him?" Facing the girl's question, Yang Lin nodded firmly. "Don't worry, he can't escape, and I guess he hasn't had time to transfer his money yet. If nothing else happens, you will be able to get all the money you were defrauded tomorrow." While Yang Lin was talking to the girl, the audience in the live broadcast room on the other side was already in a quarrel. "Is it true that you can figure out the location of a fraudster just by counting with your fingers? This is too mysterious. It's better to say that he just mentioned a random location." You guys are new fans at first sight. Yes, the new fans are still questioning it, but the old fans are already calling it awesome. There is no need for Yang Lin to make false reports to the police for this matter. He will be held legally responsible for reporting false reports to the police. That is to say, didn't he already calculate the location of the thief before? It must be true this time. This shouldn't be a problem for Yang Lin. Although I believe that Yang Lin can figure out the location of the fraudster, I think that the money will probably not be recovered. After all, those people are cunning and ruthless. Usually the first time they get the money is to transfer it abroad. Why is it so great? Catching someone is already a great relief to the victim. As for the stolen money, it depends on fate. While everyone was patiently waiting for the results, the fire department and 120 emergency personnel finally arrived on the roof. The girl, who was in a bad mental state, was sent to the hospital immediately. Taking into account the fans' concern for the girl, the program team immediately drove to the hospital with Yang Lin. After arriving at the hospital, they quickly learned some information about the girl from the medical staff. It is indeed exactly the same situation as what Yang Lin said before. What surprised them even more was that this was not the first time the girl had been admitted to the hospital. In addition to 2 suicide experiences, the girl also suffered from a very serious congenital heart disease. When everyone learned the news, they all looked at Yang Lin. "Teacher Yang, have you known this for a long time?" Faced with the doubts of the program team, Yang Lin did not deny it, nodded and said, "Actually, when I saw her for the first time, I knew she was seriously ill and that she didn't have much time left. Even if she doesn't jump off the building this time, she won't be able to last long. As Yang Lin finished speaking, everyone in the program group and the audience in the live broadcast room fell silent. The girl's experience was too painful for them. They really can't understand why a person can live such a miserable life. His relatives are gone, he himself is seriously ill, and he is defrauded of money by telecom fraud. In an instant, everyone felt as if their hearts were blocked. But when they saw Yang Lin again, a glimmer of hope ignited. Maybe the man in front of him can really change the girl's tragic fate. Just when everyone was thinking this, a girl's surprised voice suddenly came from the ward. Really? We've really caught him. Very good. Hearing the girl's voice, Yang Lin and the program team immediately entered the ward. After the girl saw Yang Lin coming in, she quickly told Yang Lin the content of the phone call with a happy face. Brother Dao Kang, the Jinghai City Police Department just called me. The person who defrauded me of money has been caught. It's at the place you just mentioned, and all his fraudulent funds were not transferred in time because his bank card was frozen. The police uncle said that after all the procedures are completed, all the money will be returned to me. As he talked, the girl started laughing and crying. At this moment, the phone call just now was like a life-saving straw to her, giving her the courage to live again. And when her performance fell into the eyes of others, they couldn't help but make their eyes turn red. It's great. The world finally gave her a little light. Yeah, I hope she can continue to live well with this little light. It's really all thanks to Yang Lin this time. If it weren't for Yang Lin, she would probably be dead now even if she's not dead. My eyes peed. I declare that from today on, I will be Yang Lin's biggest fan. If anyone scolds him, I will scold him. Just when everyone was happy for the girl, Yang Lin spoke again. Now that the money has been recovered, the next issue is the scars on your face. Wait here for a moment, and I'll prepare you some ointment to treat your scars. After saying that, Yang Lin walked out of the ward with everyone's doubtful eyes and walked towards the outside of the hospital. Only after Yang Lin's figure disappeared did everyone react. He can't really mean it. Can he really prepare the medicine to treat the scars on that girl's face? Don't tell me, he also has medical skills. Entertainment, let you do a side job and set up a stall to tell fortunes. Author, Immortal Q int Love is. Chapter 28. Regarding the fact that Yang Lin can tell fortunes, everyone has basically begun to slowly accept it. When he went on stage later, no one thought it was unreasonable. And just now he showed everyone his super physical fitness that was suspected of martial arts. But no one expected that Yang Lin could also have medical skills. With doubts about this, the program team followed immediately. They wanted to know how Yang Lin was going to restore the appearance of the severely disfigured girl. Following Yang Lin's footsteps, the group of them quickly left the hospital gate. At this time, Yang Lin seemed to have found his target in advance and walked straight into another street not far from the hospital. Although it was already evening, all the shops on the street were still open. Many of them are pharmacies, some selling Western medicines and some selling Chinese medicines. After Yang Lin looked around, he quickly walked into a pharmacy specializing in traditional Chinese medicine. As soon as he entered the pharmacy, an old doctor in a white coat came over. Perhaps seeing Yang Lin wearing a Taoist robe, the old doctor immediately walked out from behind the counter. Little Taoist priest, what medicine do you want to buy? Do you have a prescription from the hospital? Hearing the old doctor's question, Yang Lin shook his head. There's no prescription. I'm going to get the medicine myself. Also, can I ask, can you help me boil the medicine? Yes, as long as the medicine is taken in our pharmacy, we can take it for you. But if you don't have a prescription, how can we take the medicine? As he spoke, the old doctor's face showed a trace of doubt. But what Yang Lin said next made him stunned on the spot. It doesn't matter, the recipe is in my head, I can write it to you on the spot. After reacting, the old doctor's face turned serious instantly. Young man, if this is the case, I can't give you medicine. This kind of thing is no joke. The name of the medicine and the dosage cannot be wrong even by a hair. If there is a slight mistake, the tonic can turn into poison. After hearing what the old doctor said, everyone in the program team who was eavesdropping outside the door nodded repeatedly. At first glance, this old gentleman seems to have very professional ethics. That is to say, the knowledge of traditional Chinese medicine is very profound. If the dosage is a little different, it may not be effective. The lack of effect is the second most important thing. I'm afraid it may have counter effects or even be poisonous. The key to Chinese medicine prescriptions is to pay attention to the dosage according to different diseases. It does not mean that just one prescription can cure the disease. It all depends on the doctor's past experience. So, those Chinese medicine doctors are basically all very old, and the older they get, the more popular they become. Who at Yang Lin's age would dare to let him prescribe a prescription at will? If something goes wrong with the prescription, he will be responsible even if the prescription is not good. It's 80% likely that he won't be able to find a cure this time. At this moment, not only the old pharmacist didn't believe Yang Lin, but also the people in the program team outside the door were not very optimistic about it. Yang Lin could only look helpless at this, but it was obvious that he did not give up. Instead, he glanced lightly at the old doctor in front of him. The next second I saw him open his mouth and say, "Old sir, I see from your face that you must often wake up in the middle of the night and have many dreams recently. How about I give you a prescription?" Suddenly hearing Yang Lin's words, the old doctor was obviously stunned for a moment, and then said with a surprised look on his face, "I didn't see it, but you still have some ability. In this case, you should give me a prescription for the old man first. After I read your prescription, I will decide whether to give you medicine." "Okay. Then I will boldly give you a prescription." After saying that, Yang Lin walked straight towards the counter. When he came to the counter, he first looked at the gel pens placed on the counter, and then turned to look at the brushes on the other side that the old pharmacist used to practice calligraphy. Finally, he picked up the brush amid the surprised expression of the old pharmacist. The next second I saw him writing quickly on the paper where the old pharmacist practiced calligraphy. In a flash, the names and dosages of the medicines appeared on the paper. In less than a minute, he put the brush aside, waited until the ink was dry, and handed the prescription to the old pharmacist. When the old pharmacist saw the prescription on the paper, he couldn't help but read it along. Asparagus, Ophiopogon japonicus, raw remania, cooked remania, ginseng, astragalus, ziko, 5 flavors. As he thought about it, his eyes lit up. Wonderful, wonderful, why didn't I think of it? Although the people outside the door didn't know what was going on, they could still see some clues from the old pharmacist's expression. No way, Yang Lin really gave this old gentleman a prescription. Not only did it work, but judging from the old gentleman's expression, it seems to actually work. Is he so strong? He actually knows medical skills. How old is he this year? How come he has so many things? Is this really what an idol should have? Little Taoist priest, can you give me this recipe of yours? I know this may be inconvenient to you, Taoist priest, but I am willing to pay a lot of money to buy it. Looking at the prescription in his hand, the old pharmacist was excited and immediately looked at Yang Lin expectantly. However, Yang Lin shook his head. "No, I'll give this prescription to the old gentleman. As compensation, how about the old gentleman let me grab a pair of medicines for free?" As soon as Yang Lin finished speaking, the old pharmacist replied decisively. "No problem. The little Taoist leader can catch as many as he wants. How about you, the little Taoist priest, come and I'll help you catch him." In just a few minutes, the old pharmacist's attitude towards Yang Lin had changed 180 degrees. The speed of transformation was so fast that everyone outside and the audience in the live broadcast room were stunned. Am I right? Why has this old gentleman's attitude changed so drastically? Looking at his age, I'm afraid he must be over 80 years old. Maybe he was discharged from a big hospital. I seem to have some impression of this old gentleman. He seems to be the old director of Jinghai Traditional Chinese Medicine Hospital. Yes, that's Dr. He. After his retirement, he was re-employed several times by the Traditional Chinese Medicine Hospital. He seemed to have completely retired last year. Is your name He Guangming? He seems to be the first president of our medical university. That being said, he seems to be really Mr. He. Damn it, isn't he a national treasure? It seems that he has no time to spare after retirement and came here to open a pharmacy. I went to Kandu to check, and it's really what you said. Even Mr. He wants to buy this prescription with a lot of money. Where did Yang Lin learn medical skills before? Do you think every Taoist priest has learned so much? While everyone was sighing, Yang Lin also remembered his prescription. As for the old pharmacist, he was just like an apprentice grabbing medicine according to Yang Lin's request. Faced with this scene, everyone in the program team outside the door did not even dare to speak. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Entertainment, let you do a side job and set up a stall to tell fortunes. Author, Immortal Q int Love is. Chapter 29. Bledilla, Angelicata hurica, Asarum, Tribulus terrestris, Atractylodes, Spicy nard, Bledilla striata, White lotus heart, White poria, White monkshood, Koya seed 10 gn each, Sandalwood, Fang 3 gn each, White clove 6 gn, motherwort is 20 cents. As Yang Lin read out the names and dosages of the medicines one by one, the old pharmacist soon dispensed the medicines one by one. Whenever he grabs a medicinal ingredient, there will be a thoughtful expression on his face. After the prescription was ready, he immediately asked curiously. I dare to ask the little Taoist priest, is this recipe for girl's beauty? Hearing the old pharmacist's question, Yang Lin nodded without thinking. The old gentleman is very knowledgeable. He can tell at a glance that this is for beauty. But this recipe still lacks one main ingredient. Main medicine? What main medicine? The old pharmacist was obviously a little confused. Snake sloughing. The older the snake sloughing, the better the effect. If I am not wrong, sir, you should have a complete 50-year-old black-browed elf snake sloughing in your collection. As soon as Yang Lin finished speaking, the look of shock on the old pharmacist's face became more intense. How did the Taoist priest know that I have a pair of black-browed elf snakes in my collection? I have never told anyone about this. But since the little Taoist priest already knows, I don't want to be stingy. After saying that, he turned around and entered a small room in the pharmacy. Not long after, he took out a wooden box. After opening the wooden box, a pair of dried snake sloughs lay quietly inside. Judging from the size of the snake's slough, its original owner must have been at least as big as a bowl. Little Taoist master, do you need to put them all in? After taking out the snake's slough, the old pharmacist asked curiously, showing no distress at all. No, just grind 1/3 of it into powder, and then give me another third. Okay, then just do as the little Taoist master said. As soon as Yang Lin finished giving his instructions, the old pharmacist began to process the medicinal materials. After all the medicinal materials were processed, Yang Lin personally took the prepared medicinal materials to the area in the pharmacy specially used for brewing medicine. Apparently he was ready to cook it himself. And it lasted more than an hour. It was only when everyone in the program crew felt sleepy coming that Yang Lin walked out of the pharmacy with a jar of black plaster and a bag. Looking at the dark jar in Yang Lin's hand and the plaster inside, everyone couldn't help but ask curiously. Teacher Yang, can the ointment in your jar really remove the scars on that girl's face? Not only were they curious, but the female viewers in the live broadcast room were even more curious. Yang Lin's answer was also affirmative. Of course, as long as you apply it several times in a row, I'm sure all the scars on her face will be gone. And your skin will look better than before. As soon as he finished saying this, the live broadcast room started to boil again. How is that possible? If you say it can fade scars, then I believe it. If you say it can completely eliminate them, then that would be amazing. I can't guarantee that those scars will be completely gone even after surgery. Is just a plaster so powerful? You also underestimate traditional Chinese medicine. There are many problems in traditional Chinese medicine that cannot be explained by modern medicine. You have to admit this. That is, what if Yang Lin has some ancient prescription in his hands? I hope it's true, because I have a lot of scars on my face due to acne. If it's true, my face will be saved. I also had a scar on my face because of a fall when I was young. People have called me Scar Brother since I was a child. As a result, I can't even find a girlfriend now. I don't know if I can whiten my skin. I'm too dark. I've been called an African girl since I was a child. I think too much. If it can whiten skin and fade scars, believe it or not, he can become the richest man in the world just by selling this medicine. I believe that it is easier for women to make money, and it is easier for women who want to become beautiful to make money. There is no doubt that most people don't believe it because the efficacy of Yang Lin's medicine is too exaggerated. But Yang Lin obviously didn't care about other people's doubts, and returned to the hospital shortly after taking the prepared ointment. When the girls in the ward saw Yang Lin coming back with the program team, surprise appeared on their faces. Brother Taoist Master, why are you back so soon? Didn't you say you were going to find medicine for me? But it doesn't matter if I don't find it. Anyway, I've gotten used to it over the years. However, as soon as she finished saying this, Yang Lin picked up the medicine jar in his hand. Who said I didn't find it? Didn't I bring it back to you? Sit down on the bed and don't move. I'll apply the medicine for you. After saying that, he ignored the girl's dull gaze, took out a lump of plaster that exuded a strange smell, and applied it to the girl's face. Soon the girl's face was covered with black ointment. When everyone thought it was over, Yang Lin took out a piece of processed snake skin from a plastic bag he carried with him and put it on the girl's face. After everything was done, he breathed a sigh of relief. Okay, from now on, you need to apply it for a full 2 hours. You should be able to see the effect after 2 hours. Hearing Yang Lin's words, the girl who was still a little skeptical immediately nodded. Because the moment she applied the plaster, she suddenly felt a heat emanating from the inside of the plaster. It felt like there were pairs of small hands massaging her face. Immediately afterwards, a wave of sleepiness hit her, and under everyone's gaze, the girl fell into a deep sleep. Seeing this scene, everyone once again thought of what happened to the girl before, and couldn't help but feel sad. I hope Yang Lin can really cure her face. Yes, she is already bitter enough. Give her a little sweetness. If Yang Lin can really cure her face this time, it will be a great achievement. It's equivalent to saving her for the second time. The first time was to prevent her from jumping off the building. This time, it was to give her a new life. I don't know if that plaster is effective, but I want to give it a try. Yes, yes, Yang Lin still has so much on his hands, mail it to me. Amid everyone's anxiety and expectations, time passed little by little. 2 hours passed by unknowingly. Perhaps because she felt something strange on her face, the girl finally woke up from her sleep. Subconsciously, she reached out and touched her face. Just when her hand touched her face, the snake skin on her face fell off first, followed closely by the solidified plaster. After all the plaster fell off like an eggshell, her face was exposed to everyone again. With just one glance, everyone was completely stunned. Entertainment, let you do a side job and set up a stall to tell fortunes. Author, Immortal Q int Love is. Chapter 30. In everyone's previous memories, the girl's face was severely burned, and it would be an understatement to say that it was beyond recognition. It's the kind that ordinary people would frown at just a glance. But now, as the lumps of plaster have fallen off, most of the original hideous scars have faded. Although you can still see the traces of the previous burns, it doesn't feel that scary anymore. What's even more surprising is that the skin on her face seems to be new. After being stunned for a long time, the audience in the live broadcast room exploded. It's true, the scars have really faded away. If I hadn't seen her look before, I would have thought she had facial allergies. Impossible. How can there be such a magical medicine in the world? It can fade away some old scars just by applying it. If these were some new scars, wouldn't they all be smoothed out on the spot? It seems that what Yang Lin said before is true. His ointment really has the effect of rejuvenating the skin. It's only been applied once. If it's applied a few more times, the scars on her face might really be able to completely return to normal. Don't use maybe, that's for sure. It's amazing. I really want to try the plaster in Yang Lin's hand. I also want a little bit, just a little bit, it will definitely remove all the acne marks on my face. Where did he get such a magical prescription? Just as the audience was talking a lot, Yang Lin under the camera also handed the girl a mirror at the right time. When the girl saw her face through the mirror, her whole expression froze instantly. His eyes were full of disbelief. After a long while, she touched her cheek with a trembling hand. Is this really me? Of course it's you, otherwise who else could it be? Yang Lin said with a smile. Well, I'm not lying to you. This is just your first time using it. After applying it about 2 more times, the scars on your face will disappear completely. You will also be a little beauty by then. As soon as Yang Lin finished saying this, the girl's eyes instantly turned red. The next second, big tears flowed down the corners of her eyes. And everyone who saw the scene was also happy for the girl. But while they were happy, they did not forget to look at the medicine jar in Yang Lin's hand. Suddenly, a staff member from the program team said with an emotional expression, "Teacher Yang, there should be some leftover ointment by then. I think." As this staff member spoke, other staff members present also showed longing eyes. Even though most of them are men, who can refuse to have their skin become better. Facing the longing eyes of everyone, Yang Lin could not understand what they meant. After taking a look at the amount of medicine in the medicine jar, he nodded the next second. If nothing else happens, she should only need to use half of it to fully recover by then, and the rest will be given to you by then. Really? After receiving Yang Lin's affirmative reply, the staff present couldn't help but feel happy. Everyone was so excited that they almost jumped up. After witnessing the transformation of the girl's face, even a fool knew how precious the plaster in Yang Lin's hand was. Especially for girls who want a better look. If Yang Lin sells these plasters, if they sell for tens of thousands per gram, there will be people willing to buy them. If sold to actresses in the industry, the price would be even higher. When they thought that Yang Lin would give them such a precious plaster for free, all the staff members immediately showed their grateful eyes. And just as the staff on site were bursting with gratitude, the hundreds of thousands of viewers in the live broadcast room were also envious. It's so sour, Yang Lin really gave them such a precious plaster for free. Cry to death, why don't I have such good luck? This is too generous. If it were me, I would sell it for money. What kind of plaster is this? It's clearly liquid gold. No, it's more valuable than gold. Wow, I really need this plaster. I wonder if I can buy some from the program staff. Don't worry, They will never sell it. They will either use it themselves or give it to their relatives. That's right, wouldn't it be nice to give it to your wife or girlfriend when you go home? Whose girlfriend can refuse such a gift? These people are really making a lot of money by following Yang Lin. If he has such a miraculous drug, why doesn't he apply for a patent and start a company? That's right, doesn't he love money? That's not right either. Perhaps in Yang Lin's view, money is not at the top of the list. You can see it from saving people in front of him. Then let him save me. I'm so ugly that I can't sleep every day. Where is the little yellow car? Where is the little yellow car? Just when all the netizens were envious and jealous, everyone in the ward finally calmed down. But just when Yang Lin was about to leave with everyone in the program team and come back the next day to continue visiting the girl on the hospital bed suddenly showed a look of pain. After a while, her face was covered with sweat. Seeing this scene, Yang Lin immediately rang the bedside call bell. After the medical staff arrived, they soon announced news that everyone was unexpected. The patient's vital signs are weakening and her heartbeat response has stopped. According to her past medical records, she should have suffered a congenital heart attack. Hearing this, everyone suddenly felt worried. Everything has obviously started to develop for the better, so why did it suddenly come to this point? What everyone didn't expect was what the doctor said next. The patient currently has heart failure, and she has undergone a series of treatments before, and her heart can no longer be used. The current treatment plan we have given is to arrange a heart transplant for her immediately. Since there are currently no matching hearts available, our recommendation is to replace the patient with an artificial heart. After hearing this, everyone was basically stunned. No one expected that the girl's condition would progress so quickly and that she would need a heart transplant. Just when everyone didn't know what to do, Yang Lin said calmly, "Then change her and save her no matter what. By the way, if you want to replace an artificial heart, how much will it cost?" Hearing this question, everyone pricked up their ears. The doctor also gave an answer quickly, but the number that came out shocked everyone. Including the cost of surgery and artificial heart, it will cost about 1 million.